Hello and welcome to today's practice celebrating the winter solstice. First, I'd like to just thank you for joining me for today's practice. I love offering practices that are in alignment with various seasonal junctions or various events such as the winter solstice. So, the winter solstice invites us into a place where we can reconnect and recommit to self care that is in alignment with the rhythms of nature. So, at this time of year, when there are longer hours of darkness, shorter hours of daylight, we can honor this by taking time for more rest, slowing down, as well as an opportunity for self reflection. So, this slowing down and turning within provides the perfect opportunity for time for self reflection. So, today's practice is going to be a combination of some flow movements and salutations, combined then with some slower and longer held yoga postures toward the end. So I'd like to start in the crocodile shape. So you can scoot everything out to the side. A strap can go to the back short side of the mat. If you like, you can take a blanket and lay it across the center of your mat. That'll give just a little bit of cushion for your hip bones. And then you can come forward so that the hip bones and the lower belly end up landing on that blanket support. You can stack your palms. You can rest your forehead on your stacked palms. If you'd like a little movement for your lower back, you can bend your knees so that your heels start to draw in toward the buttocks and sway the legs from side to side. Might turn that gentle sway into a circular motion, a few circles each way. Eventually, you might let your legs just find stillness. If you still feel like you need a little more movement, you could just sway out the hips a time or two from right to left. Everything that comes into our experience has some type of impact or energetic imprint. But our three primary forms of energy come from the earth in the form of oxygen, water, and food. So as you come into the shape and you feel the front of the body in connection to the earth, just take a moment to pause in honor of these three primary energies that come from the earth, feeling the sense of connection that you have, the sense of dependence on the earth. Exhalation, of course, is a literal physical response, but then you can also feel the exhalation very symbolic for this sense of release and letting go of Anything that you feel you need to soften around. Take a deep breath in through the nose, soft sigh out. I'm going to slide the hands underneath of the lower chest. I'm going to press the body up to the table. Readjust the knees so that they're on the blanket and separate the knees. Slide the big toes close or touching. And then move the pelvis back toward the heels. So you come into the child's pose. You can extend your arms out nice and long, or if you want a little bit more of a relaxed position, you can let your forearms come down. You might even stack your hands, palms, or fists. So you have a little support for the forehead. Feel a gentle rocking in the pelvis, slight opening in the inner legs. The last round of inhale and exhale here. And then let's extend the arms by the ears if they're not already and rock the pelvis back up so that you're coming through to the table. Bring your knees underneath of your hip points. We'll take a few cat cow with the spine. So as you breathe in, you're going to let the belly start to release down toward the floor, lifting up through the heart and the chin. As you're exhaling, press your hands and round your spine. Inhale as you release the belly, lift through the heart. Exhale as you press your hands and round through your spine. One more time. Take a breath in and release the belly. Lift up through the heart. Staying grounded and steady through the hands. And exhale, press the hands and round through the spine. Inhale as you come to neutral. And we're going to let the weight come into the right knee. We're going to kickstand that left leg straight out to the side. So you're going to take the left leg off the mat to the left. You might walk your right hand maybe an inch or two forward, sliding the left hand up to the left hip. So you can start to turn the belly and the heart to the left, taking the gaze down maybe toward that right hand. So a couple options I want to offer here with this left hand. One is to keep the left hand to the hip. Another option is to possibly send the left arm up to the sky. And the third option is going to be to wind this left arm around the low back. It's going to give us some internal rotation on this left shoulder. You'll wrap this left hand around to the right hip so that the knuckle side of the hand connects and wraps the right hip, palm is facing out. A little gentle squeeze in the left underarm if you end up choosing that option. Take a last breath in and out. And then wherever you ended up, we slowly unwind that left arm. Let the hand come back down to the floor. You can walk your hands an inch or two farther forward for some rocking with the pelvis. You're going to reach your pelvis back towards your right heel in an extended position, and then rock the pelvis back up. And then just do that a few times. So bringing a sense of openness to the sideways, but also to this inner left leg. Okay, this next one is the last time. So just move the hips back and rock the pelvis forward. You can lower the left knee down. A cat cow, so breathe in, release through the belly. Feel the tops of the thigh bones move back as the center of the chest lifts. And then as you exhale, press your hands and round through your spine. Inhale, come to neutral. And then we're going to kickstand this right leg out to the side. So you're going to ground into the left knee and send the right leg out to the side. You can take that left hand maybe an inch or two farther forward, slide the right hand first up to the right hip. Turn through the belly, turn through the heart. You might keep the gaze down at the left hand, especially if that feels better on the neck. Right hand can stay as it is. Two other options. One is to extend the right fingertips up to the sky. Gives you more of an active or expansive feel across the chest and the arms. You might also wind this right arm around the low back so that the right hand ends up snuggling around that left hip, knuckle side of the hand toward the hip, palm facing out, bringing the right shoulder into some internal rotation. A little gentle squeeze of the right underarm area. And take another moment here. All right, last exhalation. And slowly unwinding that right forearm from behind the low back. So hands might go an inch or two forward. I'm going to rock the pelvis back toward the left heel as you extend out nice and long through the arms, and then rock the pelvis back up. And take that a few times. Nice, steady and smooth flow opening through the inner right leg in particular, also keeping the side waist long as you stretch out through the arms. One last time. And then rocking up, lower the right knee back down into the table, a cat cow. So inhale, release the belly button down to the floor, lift up through the center of the chest, and exhale, press your hands and round through the spine. Inhale, release the belly button down and lift up through the heart. This time as you're exhaling, you're going to curl the toes under, lifting the knees, coming into downward facing dog. As you arrive, you can start to pedal out through your knees and your feet. Creating a soft sound as the breath crosses the back of the throat. That soft sound of the breath also helps to give the mind something to focus upon, so creates greater steadiness and focus in the mind. Right, find stillness in your downward facing dog. So if there's a lot of pull in the hamstring region, if you have a lot of rounding in the spine, you might bend your knees a fair amount to help roll the pelvis forward and to reduce some of the stretch and strain across the backs of the legs if that's present for you. Take your last exhale here. We're going to keep the feet toward the back of the mat and we're going to start to walk your hands back. So you're going to come into forward fold at the back short side of the mat, bowing in to the legs. Inhale, take halfway lift with the spine so the hands might stay on the mat. You might glide the hands up to the shins. If the hands come to shins, really use that press of shins back into the hands to help you get long through the spine. And then exhale, fold into the legs. Inhale, bend the knees, reverse your swan dive. So sweep the arms wide and up as you rise up. Then exhale as your prayer hands come together and down into the heart. So you can take that yoga strap into the right hand. So you can reach for the strap and unwind. I usually like to hold right around the rings. You're going to send the right arm up by the right ear, holding the strap so that it dangles down in alignment with the spine. And you can bend this right elbow so that the hand comes to the upper part, the center of the upper back. This left arm, we're going to take the arm down by the side. You're going to turn it so that the palm faces back behind you. Thumb is pointing into your left side body. You're going to roll this left shoulder up toward the ear and then start to move the shoulder back. And then as you do, you can let this left elbow bend and catch hold of the bottom part of the strap. So you have internal rotation again on your left shoulder, similar to what you maybe did in the gate twist. Draw the tailbone down and the lower ribs in. If this is bothersome at all in the left shoulder, you can always release this left hand from the strap and instead you could take the hand up to the right elbow, just encouraging a little stronger tricep stretch on the right arm. Take another breath in and out. Okay. Slowly release the left hand and then send the right arm up and then release the right arm down. You notice the sensation in the right shoulder versus the left. And we're going to transfer that strap into the left hand, send the left arm up to the sky, bend the left elbow so that the hand comes down to the center part of the upper back. You're going to turn your right hand so that your palm is facing back, thumb is pointing into the side of the body. Roll your right shoulder up, move the arm back, and then you can start to let the right elbow bend so that you can catch hold of the bottom part of the strap. Feel the back of the head. Gently press into, like around your left forearm and your left wrist crease. Draw your tailbone down and your lower belly in. Take one last round of inhale and exhale. And we're going to slowly release the right hand down. Send the left arm up and then release that left arm out to the side. Okay, and then we're going to release the strap out to the side. We're going to interlock the hands and see about bringing the interlocked hand position behind the back of the head. If it's okay, you're going to tip your chin up toward the sky. So you open your throat, take the tailbone and draw it down. Keep the hands at the neck as you begin to exhale and bend at your elbows and start to come forward. Now, as you start to come forward, your interlock in your hands might kind of loosen up so that you can take your hands around your neck and just start to draw the energy down over the occipital ridge and then the back of the skull and then over the crown of the head and then release your arms down. Inhale, halfway lift with your spinal column and then exhale as you fold into the legs. Inhale, begin to bend your knees, reverse your swan dive. Extended mountain. Exhale, soften the knees a bit. Swan dive the body back over the legs, come into the forward fold. Take a breath in. Take halfway lift with your spine. Lift the belly, side waist is long. And exhale, fold into the legs. Inhale, bend the knees and reverse your swan dive. Rise up. Take the gaze slightly up. Arms are long by ears. Last time, exhale, swan dive the body forward over the legs. Inhale as you take a halfway lift with your spine. Lengthen the side waist and exhale, fold into the legs. Now we're going to walk the hands back out into the downward dog so you can be mindful as you cross over the blanket support. Find downward facing dog. Spread through your fingers. We're going to shift the weight into the left ball of the foot, sending the right heel up into twisted three-leg dog. So right heel lifts into down dog split. Right knee turns open to the right as the knee bends. Draw the lower belly in. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, curl this right knee into chest. Step the right foot by the right wrist. We're going to come up for warrior two. So spin the left heel down to the mat. Inhale, circle your left arm around, turning the chest to face the left long side of the mat to come into warrior two. Keep the legs in that warrior two stance. You're going to breathe in and sweep your arms up by the sides of your face. As you exhale, right knee will straighten as the prayer hands come down into the heart. Reach the crown of the head up, tailbone slightly down. Inhale, recircle those arms around as your right knee rebends. Reach your arms up and then exhale. Bring your prayer hands together into the heart and allow the knee to straighten. We'll just do that one last time. So inhale, allow the right knee to bend. Big sweep of the arms up. And then as you exhale, prayer hands together and bring the prayer hands down into the heart. Inhale, warrior two. That arms make that big circle sweep. Now this right arm is going to stay up by the right ear. Your left hand can either come to your hip or maybe again turning the palm to face the back. Roll the shoulder back as the arm comes around in a half bind. We're going to take a reverse warrior. It's going to lean toward the left leg as the right knee reaches forward. A nice big breath in. Stay in the warrior two legs, but start to bring the shoulders back over the hips. Warrior two legs and arms. Take a breath in. As you exhale, lift the left arm up and over. Gonna frame the right foot. Spin off of the left heel. So left hand on the block or on the mat. Right hand to the hip. Or send it up to the sky. Another option for half bind here, maybe looping that forearm around the low back. As the right hand snuggles around the left hip, palm is facing out. Feel the back of the left thigh lift up toward the sky as you turn through your belly, turn through your heart. I usually like to keep my gaze down toward the floor. Always feels a little better on my neck. Last breath in. Okay, slowly releasing that right hand down. I'm going to move the block forward. We are going to step forward for a moment. So push off the left foot, step forward. Take a halfway lift with your spine. So hands on the shins, the floor, or the blocks. Press into your feet. You might even lift your 10 toes away from the floor momentarily and exhale, fold into the legs. Then inhale, bend your knees and reverse your swan dive. So you're going to bring the prayer hands together down into the heart. Steady the gaze out in front of you, and you can rise up onto the balls of the feet. So lifting the heels away from the floor. Steady the gaze. Take a breath in. As you exhale, prayer hands can stay at the heart. Lower the heels, bend the knees into chair. Send the sitting bones back. Stay lifted through the heart and broad through the collarbones. Draw the low belly in. Breathe in. Exhale, forward fold. Hands going down. Sitting bones reaching up. Inhale, halfway lift with the spine. Exhale, downward facing dog. Bend the knees, plant the hands, and step the feet. Take a few cycles of breath here. All right, shift into the right ball of the foot. Inhale, send your left heel up into down dog split. Allow your left knee to bend and turn open to the left as the lower belly draws in. Keep pressing strong into the hands, the muscles of the arms hugging in toward the bones. On your next exhalation, start to scoop that bent left knee into the chest as you round the spine, stepping the left foot next to the left wrist. Spin the right heel down. Warrior two, right arm's gonna make a big circle around, shoulders stack over the hips. Breathe in, sweep the arms by the ears. And as you exhale, let your prayer hands come together and into the heart as you press into the left foot and straighten the knee. Inhale as you bend the left knee and you sweep your arms nice and wide, reaching the fingertips up to the sky. Prayer hands coming together and down into the heart as you straighten the knee. Inhale as you bend your left knee, make a big circle of your arms around. Exhale, prayer hands come together and down into the heart. Inhale, warrior two, legs. Sweep the arms back up by the ears. Keep your left arm by your left ear. Right hand can either come down, hand to thigh. You can turn that palm to face the back and then wind the arm around the low back. And you can start just to reach into reverse warrior. So left knee reaches forward, left arm reaches toward the back short side of the mat. Take a nice deep breath in. And you're exhaling. Come to warrior two. Shoulders over hips, stretch out through the inner elbows. Take a breath in. As you exhale, right arm comes up and over. Frame your left foot, spin off your right heel. Right hand to the block or to the mat. Left hand is going to come up to the hip initially, and you can always stay right there. You can send this left arm up, or you can take the half bind by winding the forearm around the low back. Feel the back of the right thigh lift up toward the ceiling, possibly keeping the gaze down toward the right hand. Last breath in. As you're exhaling, very slowly and mindfully unwinding this left arm from the low back, we're going to press off the right foot. So adjust the block, step forward. We're going to take that balance again onto the balls of the feet. So inhale, halfway lift with your spinal column, and exhale, fold into the legs. Inhale, bend your knees, and reverse your swan dive. As your prayer hands come together, let them come down into the heart. Lift your heels away from the floor. Press into the bases of your big toes and steady your gaze. Take a breath in. As you exhale, let your heels come down. Begin to bend your knees, coming into chair. Stay lifted through the heart. Draw the lower belly in. Keep the collarbones nice and broad. Press the palms together. Take a breath in. As you exhale, forward fold. Hands come down. Sitting bones reach up to the sky. Inhale, halfway lift with the spine. And then as you're exhaling, downward facing dog. Plant the hands and step the feet back. This time, adjust your feet an inch or two back so they have space for your hips. We're going to roll forward out into plank pose. Knees up or knees down. Begin to exhale and bend at the elbows so that you lower down to the chest and ribs. So we're going to come all the way down to the floor, and then we're going to come into Sphinx. So you want to let your forearms slide forward so that your elbows land underneath of the shoulders, forearms pressed down. You can stay there. You can always stack your palms and let your elbows go a little wide. That's a great option too, especially if you want something that's not quite as deep. Draw the heart forward. Keep pressing strong into the tops of your feet. Take a breath in. As you take the next exhalation, begin to bring the chest back down. Slide your hands underneath of your low chest, press up to table. And then exhale as you move the hips up and back, coming into downward facing dog. Okay, take a moment here. Always know that when you're in down dog, you can always bend the knees, especially if there's a lot of rounding in the low spine or a lot of pull at the backs of the legs. All right, we're shifting the weight into the left ball of the foot. Inhale, send your right heel up into downward dog split. Then come into twisted three-leg dog. Bend the right knee, turn it open to the right. Take a breath in. On your next exhalation, right knee is scooping into the chest, right foot by right wrist. Take your left foot, step it out about 1 to 2 inches to the left. Spin the heel down at about 30 degrees, warrior 1.5. Scoop the arms up the sides of the body. So instead of the chest turning to face the front short side, just going to give a little angle so that the chest turns toward the left corner of the mat. Draw the tailbone down. Feel the steadiness and grounding through the legs, and there's a sense of rise up from the lower belly up through the crown of the head, through the spine. Take a breath in. As you exhale, bring the hands down. So frame your right foot. So one option to repeat high lunge with a twist. Second option is to ground into this left hand. We're going to start to turn the feet, and then maybe taking this right foot and stacking it on top of the left so you come in to side plank. You can stay here with the feet stacked. You can also bend the left knee a bit, reach down, catch hold of the right ankle, placing the right sole of the foot on the inner left thigh for side plank with a tree variation. So lots of options. Wherever you are, high lunge with a twist, side plank or side plank with tree. Take another round of breath in and out. So we're going to transition from any of those poses back into down dog. So be really cautious, especially in side plank, of that bottom left shoulder, spinning back around to the center and back into downward facing dog. Take a breath in through the nose. Powerful exhale out through the mouth. Okay. Shift into the right ball of the foot. Inhale, send your left heel up into downward dog split. Bend your left knee and turn it into twisted three-leg dog. Take a nice deep breath in. As you're exhaling, let's draw this left bent knee into the chest. Step the left foot forward by the left wrist. Step your right foot an inch or two to the right. Spin the back heel down. Well, you're 1.5, so you're going to inhale and start to come up, turning the chest to the right corner of the mat. So the legs grounded, steady, and strong. Tailbone draws down. You feel this powerful rise up from the lower belly up through the fingertips. Spread through the fingers as you press through your palms. Take a breath in. As you exhale, we frame the left foot. Now, high lunge with a twist, where you're going to start weighting the right hand, spinning to the outer edge of the right foot as the left foot comes to either stack on top, or you can bend the right knee and the left knee, reach for the ankle, place the sole of the foot on the inner thigh, and possibly come into side plank tree. Take a moment here. The sole of the foot is on the inner thigh. You really want to feel the inner thigh lifting back up into the sole of the foot. That will help to stabilize the balance. And we always want to be very cautious of this supporting shoulder as we start that transition back into down dog. So be somewhat slow and mindful as that left hand comes down. The feet spin back around to the center. Inhale, roll the hips forward into plank. Knees up or knees down into knee down plank. Exhale, bend the elbows all the way or a little hover. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. And then exhale, downward dog. Take a few cycles of breath. Breath in, and as you exhale, lower your knees. I'm gonna go a little wide with the knees. Go into child's pose again. So maybe stack your hands or your fists. And just take some time to pause. All right. So tracing the flow of the breath. Inhaling nice and deep. Exhale, soft and slow. We'll rise up to the table. We're going to come around onto the spine for a few longer held stretches. So you can always move this blanket out of the way, especially if your blanket is really thick or high. If it's really low, can be used possibly for a little extra back support. So you're going to come down onto your spine, bending your knees. So this is where the strap again can come in handy. So we're going to place the feet down onto the floor and pick up the right foot and take the strap along the ball of the foot, sending the right heel up to the sky. We'll pause here and take a few cycles of breath, feeling the back body settle down into the earth. Okay, we're going to take recline big toe B. So you're going to put both sides of the strap into the right hand. Left knee is still bent with the foot on the floor. You're going to start to open this right leg out to the right, and you're going to fall to the outer edge of the left foot. It'll help to settle the left side of the pelvis down, and this left arm can go out in a T, which will help ground the left shoulder down. Take a nice deep round of inhale and exhale here. Okay, breathe out here. And then as you inhale, let's bring the legs back up to the center. You're going to separate the strap back out. So one part of the strap in each hand. Pick up the left foot. Let the left foot land on your yoga strap and then slowly release your right foot back down. And just take a few moments here, right in the center, stretching out the back of the left leg, right knee bent, foot flat. After this next exhalation, you'll put both sides of the strap into the left hand. As the left leg starts to open out to the left, the bent right knee will fall open to the right. Right arm will stretch open to the right. Take a few rounds of breath in. Version of big toe B, reclined. Okay, breath in and out. I'm going to start to come back up to the center, slowly releasing the strap from the foot and allowing the left knee to bend so that the foot can come flat, and just take a little sway of the knees from side to side. Point the knees to the ceiling, hug your right thigh in toward your right ribs, give a little squeeze in. You're going to start to slide this right knee to the right underarm and then bring the right sole of the foot up so that it's facing the ceiling. So one option is to catch hold of the inner foot and outer foot with the right and left hands, or you can take a strap again and take it on the sole of the foot, the ball of the foot. So we have half happy baby here. You can stay right here. So it just feels like the sole of the foot faces up to the sky, reaching up toward the ceiling, while the right knee feels like it's rooting down toward the floor. You can stay right there. This left leg can extend out along the floor. So you want to watch the pressure in the low back. If you're able to extend out through the leg without getting a lot of pressure or pain in the low back, then that might be a good option. Otherwise, you can keep the knee bent. This left arm might start to release, maybe coming alongside left side of the face, like a reclined lunge here on the spine. Okay, and then we're gonna bring this right leg in close to the body. We're gonna switch the arms. So the left hand's gonna catch hold of the right knee. Right arm is gonna open out to the side in a T to take this right leg and take it into a single leg spinal twist. Right shoulder, right arm staying grounded toward or into the earth as you rotate. All right, last exhale. And let's bring the legs back up to the center. Give a gentle squeeze of both thighs in. Take those two poses on the second side. So keep the left thigh drawn in. Plant the right foot on the floor. Slide that left knee a little to the left. Start to bring the left ankle up so that the sole of the foot is facing to the ceiling. Now, catch hold of inner outer foot with the hands or take the strap along the left ball of the foot, holding the strap in the hands. So you have like half happy baby. Staying right here, slowly extending this right leg out along the floor. Right arm and hand might stay where they are. You might stretch that right arm by the right ear. Slow and deep, steady inhalation. Okay, last exhalation here. Now this left leg's going to stay in close to the body, but we're going to start to twist it across the body. So left arm opens out, right hand connects to the left knee, and then draw the leg across the body to come into spinal twist. Get the rotation through the spine, the compression in the belly, some opening in the outer left hip, and opening across the left front chest. All right, last round of inhale and exhale. Okay, now we're going to come back to the center. This time we're going to go full body stretch. So left leg extends out, right leg extends out, both arms by the ears, full body extension. So press out through the balls of the feet, similar to that balance that we did standing. So just give some activation to the calves, draw the tailbone slightly down, feel the energy rise from the lower belly up through the spine, your fingertips. And I'm going to bring the arms down in a low V, separate the feet out. Possible, turn your palms to face up to face the sky and let the body release and relax. So we're finding a state of stillness, encouraging some heaviness of the arms and the legs, which will encourage greater relaxation at the core of the body. The breath returns to its natural resting rate. At your home, feel free to stay in Shavasana for as long as you like. You feel ready to transition bending one knee at a time so that the feet come flat to the floor. Rolling over to the right or to the left. As you come to your side, take a moment, pause in the sideline child's shape. Press down and rise up. As you come to your seat, let your hands come together at your heart center in prayer. Sit tall. Thank you for taking the time to practice with me today. We bow as a gesture to symbolize the closure of our time together. Thank you.